morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the failing pilot's pamphlet, coupon, and prepackaged garbage system refers to you. Hey, it's not so bad out there this morning. Get out there, take your walk, kill some COVID. Remember, you're healthier outside, breathing fresh air in the sun if it's out there. I guess it peeks through now and then this morning. So get out there and enjoy your day. Don't sit around the house, like a Democrat hiding in your basement because it's unhealthy. And leave your mask at home, too.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running right now at talk973.com or talk1041.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located on your mobile device. Fire up YouTube and put Mornings with the LeaderMan in the search. If you're on your mobile device just needing an audio stream, that's easy too. Fire up almost any streaming app will do it. Just put WEEB in the search. And if you're on our website, it's located in the upper right-hand corner of every one of our web pages where the icon says On the Air, Listen Live. Click that once and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, the rain shall continue. Mostly cloudy, 70% chance of showers. Look for high of 85, heat index of 92. That means muggy, very warm. You know the drill. Tonight, still showers likely, a low of 72. Saturday, guess what? Showers likely, 70% chance, high of 83. But with the excess humidity, it's going to be a heat index around 88. Sunday, you see partly cloudy sky, 50-50 shot of showers, high of 86 with a heat index of 91. And the fun continues next week until we get to Wednesday, where we might see a little drop in the humidity rate. We'll let you know. Right now, winds of calm, visibility 3 statute miles, pressure is 3012, dew point 69, humidity 97%. It is foggy and 70 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. How's that for nailing it?
Well, it's Friday. You had all week to practice.
Oh, is that it? I'm a professional. Radio's my life.
Yep. Radio's your life. Yes, it is.
Well, if you're like me, you didn't watch any football last night.
Yeah.
You didn't miss anything but a lot of commercials, I'm sure. Yeah. But
to be honest, I forgot until I heard the radio broadcast this morning. I didn't even realize there was a game on.
Yeah. Anyway, the 2020 season kicked off last night with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans in front of about 17,000 fans at Arrowhead Stadium. But the big question isn't who won, which were the Chiefs 34-20, is how did everybody handle the national anthem? Well, here's what went down. They actually played 2 songs. First, Alicia Keys performed Lift Up Every Voice and Sing, which is also known as the Black National Anthem, followed by the Star Spangled Banner. That's one of the reasons I'm not watching. When they inject their politics into it, I'm done. You don't turn on a ball game to watch politics. And the Texans chose to leave the field for both songs because they didn't want to be seen favoring one song over the other. The Chiefs stayed on the field for both songs, and defensive end Alex Okafor knelt for the Star Spangled Banner.
Only one knelt on the Chiefs team, huh?
That's one too many.
Well, it's one too many, but actually I'm surprised. I figured the whole team would have been on the knees.
Well, I guess they only have one classless one there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the discussion is, but given everything that's been going on, I would have expected all or none to have knelt.
Well, also you got to remember this: the NFL that gave Black Lives Matter $250 million.
Yes, they did.
To sponsor all their hate, rampage, pillaging.
And plundering, yeah.
And plundering.
$250 million, and what that paid for was Seattle, Portland, Kenosha, riots across the country. That's what is helping to pay for this.
Buy a lot of Molotovs for
Oh, yeah, they
million.
did. Well, you know,
And handguns and death and
well, exactly. Well, I have a friend that's been watching pretty closely, and these people are now, like you say, they're well equipped. They have bulletproof vests. They have all kinds of militarized type of equipment, and they're out there riding, the professional rioters. So,
Yep.
you know, $250 million buys a lot of bulletproof vests, et cetera, and that's what they have.
well, Tucker had there was a group that was arrested of these pillagers, and Tucker was giving the background on these people. One of them, you know, lives off of Daddy, flying back and forth to Europe
Yep.
at will. Another one was a theater performer,
Right.
and so forth and so on. One was a law student. One was, you know, they've been not
Yeah.
stupid kids. They're just totally misguided.
That's what they found throughout, whether it's the Muslim, Islamic terrorism, etc. These now the people that put on the vests and things like that, you know, some of those are mentally incapacitated and don't know what they're doing. But by and large, the people that are doing all of this worldwide, etc., are very intelligent, well-educated individuals. These are not. I have a nephew that's involved in this garbage. You know, he went to school. He's got both he and his wife. They're well-educated people organizing this garbage. This is, you know, they get the willing dupes out there, and it's like any crowd. You know, once you get 2 or 3 people and you start screaming and hollering, and next thing you know, you get more and more people. You know, it's the crowd influence, but the people that start this are well-educated, very well-to-do individuals.
Okay, and back to the NFL for just a moment. Chloe Haley performed the anthem and paid tribute to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor on their shirts. Again, dragging in politics.
Right.
Before kickoff, both teams met in the middle of the field for a moment. Well, they can have their little symbolic gestures, and I'll have mine. It's called the remote. Click.
Well, I didn't even watch that much of it, so yeah.
I didn't watch it at all.
Well, you know, the other thing too is this Black National Anthem that you know, they have chosen was written by of course, a black man who was a Republican, and you know was a well-known Republican conservative, etc. So, you know, they've apparently they've chosen the wrong anthem to represent Black Lives Matter, because whoever this I can't remember his name, but you know, this individual that wrote this song and performed it would have by no means been involved in this kind of crap.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the weekend brings us. I know one thing it's going to bring you tomorrow at 2 o'clock is the Duke football game.
Oh, okay.
When they kick off their season. And hang on one second, I'll tell you who they're playing. I should know it off the top of my head, but I don't.
It's a high school somewhere, isn't it?
I don't know. They're playing Notre Dame away.
Duke is playing Notre Dame
Mm-hmm.
away. Have they been playing them every year?
Well, they're in the ACC. Notre Dame is.
I didn't
Believe it or not, I didn't know that either at one time.
To it. I pretty much don't watch any of it here anymore.
But they'll be playing Notre Dame. Airtime is 2 o'clock. Kickoff at 3. And, of course, you can hear it right here on your home for Duke football. And that's Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Yeah, next week they play Boston College, followed by Virginia Tech, Syracuse State, Charlotte, Duke versus Charlotte. I don't know what team that is.
No, I don't know. Charlotte, yeah.
Then they got a to be determined versus Duke, 11-7. Then they play Virginia, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, and Florida State.
Oh, that's actually a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah.
Except the to be determined must be one of the teams or one of the leagues that have decided not to play.
Yeah, like the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So they got to find another team to
They
put in
dropped
there.
out. Well, you know, take a week off.
That's looking for a game.
study,
No.
Just do something constructive.
Well, it may come to that. We'll see how the COVID affects it all. All right, another thing that happened yesterday was the Senate. The Republicans brought to the Senate floor a bill that would offer relief to those still unemployed, those that need help putting their businesses back together, refunding the small business loan programs, things like that could actually help Americans, after they've been off for, I don't know, 2 months? I'm not doing squat.
More than 2 months.
Yeah, well, however long it's been. I mean, we're going for all of August. And they come back from the vacation while everybody else is suffering. They, of course, are vacationing. Why, you ask? Because they still get their paycheck.
Right.
They still have their vacation homes. They don't have to worry about where their next meal's coming from or the next mortgage payment coming from. Right. They get to enjoy their life while you eat cake.
Right. Well, during their time off they're collecting money for their campaigns and collecting money for their personal pocket. That's what they're doing during their time off. So that's why they have to take that time off so that they can enrich themselves.
Yeah. And to hell with Americans. To hell with going to doing the job you were hired to do. And I put some of the blame on the Republicans, too. It was Nancy and the Democrats that gabbled the session shut and went home. But Republicans should have made a big public display out of this. Well, we're here to negotiate, come back to work. And they should have done it every day in a forceful way.
Well, I agree, but, it's just like here, the elected blokes around here seem to be pretty much limperists. So,
You're talking about all the boards and everything.
Yeah.
And our governor,
who's
deliberately shutting down part of it, keeping our state tamped down, not because of COVID, because it makes Donald Trump look worse. If he's going on the theory, if people are hurting, if they vote their pocketbook, 98% of the time they vote pocketbook. And if that pocketbook's hurting, they might vote for the Democrats. Right. Well, one thing's for sure we're not going to vote for is our third grade teacher called the governor.
Well, there's been several, not in this state, but, several elected officials that have been interviewed and have let things slip that, they expect the lockdowns to end after the election, et cetera, et cetera. So this is all a put up. It's all political. There's very little science and very little concern for actual illness going on here. The concern is to kick Trump out of office. That's the concern. That's
all we care about.
Yep.
And I pray to God he gets back in. He's not perfect, but he's the best president we've had in ever that I know of. Better than Reagan, as far as getting this economy going.
Oh, he hands down. Hands down, there's no one, very few that you can place above him as far as getting things done, et cetera. When you look at what he's done with the military, you look at what he's done with China and trade and economics, et cetera. I mean, he's just hands down.
Yeah, all
business done.
Any business person, all they ask for is a level playing field out there to play on, and that's what he's tried to do. He's kept that. That through his actions, that's what's happening. That's why he's going against China and say, hey, you cannot subsidize all the products coming over here and undercut American products. Just to steal the business away, steal the manufacturing away.
Well,
so he puts the tariffs on it to balance the field against them.
Well, look what he's done in Israel, and several countries now look like they're going to normalize relations. And Serbia, Croatia, all of this stuff. Rather than sit there and drop a bomb on somebody to try to get their attention, I don't know what he's doing, but he's got people sitting here at tables talking and getting ready to put down their arms. And, in these hot spots that have for generation after for 2,000 years, in the case of Israel versus everybody else, he's it's phenomenal to sit there and see that some of these countries are actually normalizing relations with Israel. And the Balkans. I mean, good Lord, that's another place that just doesn't seem to end. He does have another one developing though, and he's got several developing hot spots. One is Turkey. Turkey, having now been taken over by the Islamists, is now threatening Greece on its border and other places. So, now you have a potential flashpoint there. And then, of course, China and India. I think China looks like they need to have some event where they can try to unify the Chinese, because China actually is pretty diverse. When it's balkanized. There's like 3 or 4 distinct languages spoken in quote unquote in China, and there's a lot of splits that could be developed there. So now they're on the border with India, trying to harass them and start something there, apparently, to relieve some of the pressure. You got Hong Kong going, lots of things happening in the world here, people. So you got to pay attention. We got our cities burning too, so this is not good time.
Well, one of the points I was trying to make early was that the Senate, like I said, put a proposal on the table to at least start discussions about getting relief back to the individuals and businesses who need help. And the Democrats are just hell-bent to bail out the states for their poor management, not because of COVID, but because they can't fund their own pension funds and things like that, which you have nothing to do with. You shouldn't be paying Pennsylvania's pension fund.
New York, Connecticut,
yeah,
right.
They should be funding that themselves. But Nancy wants to, load it up with a bunch of money to bail them out. Let's take the money and help the people who paid it in, and that is the taxpayers. But they had a vote yesterday. Of course, the Democrats killed it because to get past the 60-vote marker to get the filibuster on, they didn't come close. It was 47-52. Rand Paul being the only defecting Republican. Of course, you expect that from him, Mr. I can't vote for anything that's good. Well, we haven't put in place a thing to pay for this thing yet. Well, Rand, that paycheck you got, is coming out of the deficit too. So, why don't you give your paycheck back, since you won't let anybody else have one? Makes sense to me. So, we'll have to wait and see. The thing is, the Democrats didn't say, well, we can't go with this, but let's sit down and work from this.
Right.
And let me tell you what we need. And then Republicans say what they can give and not give. And it's called negotiations, and you come up with a final plan that everybody can live with, and you put it out there. It's called sitting down and talking about it. But instead, Chucky Schumer turns it down, heads to the microphone. This is disgraceful. This is not a package that will help Americans. This is a package that will help Republicans.
Yeah, old Chucky Schumer, he was caught dining in some restaurant that had been closed by Killer Cuomo. So,
well, he's above the law.
Yeah.
He's special. Do as we tell you, peasants. You eat cake. Yeah. I'm going to eat a roast beef platter here.
Yeah, we have, England, the United Kingdom, they have royalty. We have royalty here, essentially, in some of these elected officials and elected families that, perpetuate this garbage. And I don't know how we stop it. I mean, term limits, et cetera, would be a start. Somebody serving in Congress 60, 70 years is, that's horrendous. That's a heinous crime there. Nobody should be hanging around. There should be no Kennedy seat in the Senate. et cetera, et cetera. But we have this stuff, and we need to work at it. We need to vote these people out of office.
Dorothy came to me yesterday, and she brought this in the studio. And she said, "What is that?" She didn't know.
It's a vacuum tube.
Yeah. I said, "Yeah, it's a vacuum tube."
Yeah.
And she says,
seen those
"I've
things.
heard of them. I just never seen one."
Well, there it is. They come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah. And she says, "Is this one any good?" She says, "It's got the dark up there at the top."
I can't
And
tell.
I said,
Looks good.
I said, the dark spot at the top is where they call the getter. And that's where then they make the tube. There is some oxygen still in there.
Right. Yep.
And they light the tube, and all the oxygen burns off and creates a getter at the top. And that's the story of vacuum tubes.
Where did she find that? Matt probably bought a bunch of them, huh? Oh, we need these.
Well, she said, do we have these around here? I said, yeah, that old transmitter in there is full of them.
Yeah.
The backup transmitter. Yeah. And then we have a Marty, which is a fancy way of saying a high quality transmitter that transmits from remotes and things like that.
Right. In the old days,
the receiver works off of these tubes.
When you blew one of those tubes, you replace that little tube. Today, when say your air conditioning unit goes out, there's a transistor board in there, and you got to replace the whole board, even though it just might be one little functional relay
capacitor or something.
Yeah, so now you got to take that whole thing out, pay $300, $400, $500 for it, put that thing in, and back in the day, there's your tube, psh, psh, and away you go.
Well, it's quicker that way because you don't know what else on the board is blown.
Right.
By the time you pull it out and test everything,
well, exactly,
you could have bought another board. So they do it that way. All right. Let's see. Sounds. We do have it. All right. 19 years ago this morning, the Twin Towers fell in New York. The Pentagon was attacked, and passengers forced terrorists to crash United Flight 93 into an empty field in Pennsylvania. Here's a little montage to remember with.
On September 11th, 2001,
planes crashed into Alpha 4 of the World Trade Center.
Our very freedom came under attack.
We're trying to recoup. We lost all units here at this area.
Today, we pause to remember a day that tested our country.
Tower 2 has had a major explosion and what appears to be a complete collapse.
There's no possible way to begin to describe it.
Nearly 3,000 lives were lost in the deadliest attack on American soil in our history.
This is a moment to pause and reflect, to heal, and to rededicate ourselves to the American spirit.
May God bless the victims, their families, and America.
Of one nation indivisible.
And that's our little montage. I have others, but let's see. All right, we'll do this one because I got time for it. This is live TV when the second plane hit the World Trade Center.
It appears that there is more and more fire and smoke enveloping the very top of the building. And as fire crews are descending on this area, it does not appear that there's any kind of an effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
Oh my God.
That looks like a second plane.
I did not see a plane go in. That just exploded.
We just saw another plane coming in from the side.
You did. That was out of
Yes, and that's the second explosion. You could see the plane come in just from the right-hand side of the screen. So this looks like it is some sort of a concerted effort to attack the World Trade Center that is underway.
Yeah, a little more than that. They're attacking America. And a lot of brave people went over there to make a statement so it wouldn't happen again.
Right.
And it hasn't.
And there were, somewhat over 2,000 deaths there in the World Trade Center, but the cascading effects, I mean, the police and firemen and others that were in that area are having health problems, and many have died since because of the dust and all those kind of things that the pollution effects, et cetera. So it wasn't just...
Yeah, and it was Donald Trump that signed the bill into effect that finally gave those responders some health benefits that they couldn't get before.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
But something else I was going... Oh, yeah. Then we got Osama bin Laden. Everybody in this country, with the exception of Joe Biden, wanted to get him. He was not in favor of sending SEAL Team 6 in there to take him out.
Yeah, Biden's been on the wrong side.
That's our real commander-in-chief there, isn't it?
He's been on the wrong side of virtually every decision that's been made, period.
He voted for going into Iraq, which we know now was a boondoggle mess.
Right.
And that's enough right there to disqualify him, I would think.
He is not qualified. That is a fact. When you look at his performance over the 47 years, he is not qualified.
Yeah, and his aide was asked yesterday by Brett Baer, does he read the teleprompter when he gives up back candid answers?
Right.
And the guy wouldn't answer it, which means, yes, he does.
And accused Baer of being a Trump.
8 o'clock, your news is next. We'll be back.
Good morning and happy Friday. We're starting off your morning with areas of low cloud cover as well as some patchy fog. This afternoon, we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds and scattered showers and thunderstorms. That's as a weak cold front pushes through the area, and most of the area will stay on the drier side for today. Highs in the low to upper 80s. Slight chance of showers overnight tonight. We'll also see a slight chance of showers on Saturday. High Saturday cooler in the upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. America is pausing to remember 9/11, to honor the memory of those lost in the terror attacks 19 years ago today, and to honor the first responders who risked or gave their lives to save others. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell remembers.
McConnell says the attacks brought out the best in Americans.
From the firefighters who sprinted through smoke to the citizens who donated blood and flew our flag.
McConnell urging the nation never to forget those who died or those still fighting to keep the country safe.
May we never fail to honor them, and may we never tire of the toughness, vigilance, and persistence it has taken and will continue to take to make our pledge never again a reality.
Bob Agnew reporting.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying we must never forget.
The tragedy it was, of course, to our nation, that blow, but never forget what it meant to each and every family to lose a loved one.
Military affairs analyst, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis says that much has changed since that dark day in 2001.
What I have seen, of course, at the Pentagon is a transition from a focus on terrorism, whether it's in the Middle East or here at home, to one that is focused on near-peer adversaries like China and Russia.
And today, President Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden will visit Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where Flight 93 crashed when the passengers overpowered the hijackers, preventing them from reaching their intended target. Wildfires raging in northwest Oregon, forcing 500,000 people to evacuate. In Northern California, the North Complex fire has claimed 10 lives, 16 people unaccounted for. Dow futures up 158, NASDAQ futures 106 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Fifth Season Financial is a licensed lender, not available in all states. Visit fifthseasonfinancial.com for details.
Are you or a loved one suffering financial hardship as a result of an advanced stage illness like cancer, Alzheimer's, or ALS? Are the financial side effects of your medical fight reducing your quality of life and causing stress and worry? Did you know that you could be eligible for a special loan to access funds locked up in your life insurance policy? Text the word LIFE to 411-411 now. Fifth Season may be able to help you address your financial needs through our Funds for Living program. program. This simple-to-use program helps you access value that is locked up in your life insurance policy by lending you money against the face amount of your policy. This loan is not like other loans where you need to make monthly payments, and it only gets repaid out of the proceeds of the life insurance policy. Visit fifthseasonfinancial.com/radio and get approved quickly. Fifth Season Financial cares, and we're there for you for life. Text LIFE to 411-411. Text LIFE to 411-411.
China and Russia will be taking part in joint military exercises in southern Russia later in the month.
The exercises are part of what is being called the Caucasus 2020 drills. Troops from Armenia, Belarus, Pakistan and Iran, amongst others, will also participate in the drills. According to China's defense ministry, wheeled vehicles and light weaponry will be flown to the drill location by China's latest transport aircraft. The ministry expressed the importance of the exercises since they're taking place during a global pandemic. Ever since 2 decades ago, China and Russia have cooperated increasingly closely on military matters and diplomacy, largely to counter U.S. influence. I'm Karen Chamas.
Britain securing its first major post-Brexit trade deal, signing an agreement with Japan. At the same time, trade discussions with the European Union appear at this point to have reached the verge of collapse. News and analysis at townhall.com. Citigroup's Jane Fraser will become the first woman to lead a big Wall Street bank when she takes over from CEO Michael Corbat in February.
Fraser is currently head of Citi's global consumer banking division, a major part of the bank that oversees checking and savings accounts, but also Citi's massive credit card business. She's been with Citi for 16 years. Fraser's climb to the CEO role is a major accomplishment in an industry long dominated by men. Corbat led Citigroup for 8 years, rebuilding the company after it nearly collapsed during the Great Recession and 2008 financial crisis. Ron DeRockster reporting.
Senate Democrats have derailed a $500 billion Republican COVID-19 relief bill. It promised to extend jobless benefits, provide more money for schools, and the Paycheck Protection Program. And Democrats argued the bill wasn't big enough. There's now speculation that President Trump could turn to executive action to help boost the economy. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Serving more people, more places, 24/7. If your AC breaks down, we'll restore your indoor heaven. Installation or repair, one call will be there. It's your family, don't delay. Comfort's just a call away. We're Comfort Services. Comfort Services.
Come to Comfort Services in Aberdeen to get a free estimate on a new Carrier system or heat pump, and you may qualify for a rebate up to $1,900 from Carrier. Get in on the savings and purchase a qualifying heating or cooling product before the Cool Cash rebate ends November 15th. You may also qualify for financing options as well. Stop into Comfort Services on Highway 5 next to the Habitat store in Aberdeen. Call 910-695-2665. Comfort Services also sells gas logs. Call 910-695-2665.
Comfort's just a call away. Comfort Services.
Granny's Donuts of Aberdeen introduces the old-fashioned buttermilk donut. Using their third-generation recipe, they're handmade to perfection. Crispy and glazed on the outside, and a delicate cake on the inside. Now, every Tuesday, when you buy an old-fashioned donut and a cup of coffee for only $2.73, Granny's will throw in 3 donut holes. That's right. Get a buttermilk donut, a cup of Granny's premium coffee, and 3 donut holes for just $2.73. That's at Granny's Donuts off Highway 1 in Aberdeen, behind the Walgreens.
Jared Kirk and Amy McBride of the First Casualty Insurance Group in Southern Pines talk about the benefits of being an FCIG customer.
Our agency has been in business since 1984. We are an independent agency, which means that we have numerous carriers. Having multiple carriers benefits our customers because it offers them more options for their coverage and price.
One of the most asked questions we get from our clients is how much do they need to insure their home for? Many clients think they should insure their home based on tax value or what they could sell their home for. Neither is correct.
Insurance carriers want to insure your home for the replacement value. Replacement value is what it would take to rebuild your home back to its current state in the event of a complete loss.
First Casualty Insurance Group of Southern Pines. Call them today at 910-692-8303 or find them on the web at fcignc.com.
Forget what you know about carpet. Aberdeen Carpet and Flooring has Valera High Performance Carpet by Shaw Floors. Designed for beauty and high performance, this carpet is like no other. From top to bottom, Valera is built for protection, making cleanup a breeze and will stay beautiful in your home for many years to come. Come see us at Aberdeen Carpet and Flooring today. We're located at 2314 Highway 5 near Habitat for Humanity. Open 9 to 4 Monday through Saturday. Go online to aberdeencarpet.com or visit us on Facebook for more information. Then call 910-944-6204 to schedule your free estimate.
War Dogs Army Surplus. Moore County's largest selection of Army surplus has expanded and open for business. Since acquiring the adjoining building, War Dogs will now be able to provide Moore County with even more quality, high-end Army surplus. Bring in your Army gear, and War Dogs will match any legitimate offer from another competitor and beat it by 10%. That's right. War Dogs will match their offer and add 10% to your wallet. Open Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 11 to 4 on Saturdays. Located at 675 West Broad Street in Southern Pines, right across the street from Beefeaters, or call them at 910-920-7749. That's 920-7749. War Dogs. We offer more and sell for less.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. President Trump and Joe Biden both plan to attend the 9/11 anniversary ceremony today in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation plans to read victims' names in New York. Chairman Frank Seller.
It was our Pearl Harbor for our generation. And you know, these lights represent the souls that went up to heaven.
Flags outside the Henderson County Sheriff's Office are at half-staff to honor Deputy Ryan Hendricks, who was shot and killed during an early morning call on Thursday. Sheriff Lowell Griffin says the department is in mourning.
He has done an outstanding job in every aspect that he served in.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo welcomed long-awaited historic peace talks between the Afghan government and the insurgent Taliban. Today, he did warn that the negotiations between Afghanistan's warring parties are likely to be contentious.
To help the Afghan people be successful and to take down al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. A tremendous success, right? There are less than a couple of hundred al-Qaeda left.
The president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, made an appearance in Raleigh on Thursday afternoon, visiting the state farmers market to participate in a Farmers to Families food box distribution event.
For a program of this scale to be mobilized so quickly, a matter of days is phenomenal, and I think a testament to the vision of the president, who wanted an innovative solution to a really very, very serious challenge.
Nearly 100 major wildfires are burning across states in the western U.S. CBS's Carter Evans.
In Oregon, flames have scorched more than 900,000 acres in a 72-hour period. That's nearly double the amount that typically burns in the state in a year.
Most of the fires in California, Oregon, and Washington. You're listening to NCN News.
And now a message from Barry Zeckelman, Chairman and CEO of Zeckelman Industries.
Dear America, let's manufacture a better future. Let's get back to looking for made in America on the things we buy. Let's bring back domestic manufacturing. Let's build the factories, warehouses, and businesses that build community. Might jumpstart the career of a recent grad, provides the family down the street with a decent paycheck and real benefits, the kind that benefit us all. Did you know that every job in manufacturing creates 5 more in related businesses? Let's give our economy a shot in the arm, and let's take care of the environment while we're at it. Factories in this country are built to the highest standards and are the cleanest, greenest, and safest in the world. Join the conversation. It's happening all around us. Let's take care of each other. Let's make it here. Let's make it made in America.
Zeckelman Industries is a family-owned, 100% domestic manufacturing company. Makers of innovative steel structures and products that lets the water flow, keeps the lights on, and help builders build. Zeckelman.com.
President Trump held a campaign rally last night at an airport hangar in Freeland, Michigan.
As the British government advised the British people in the face of World War II, keep calm and carry on. That's what I did. This whack job that wrote the book, he said, well, Trump knew a little bit. They wanted me to come out and scream, people are dying, we're dying. No, No, we did it just the right way. We have to be calm.
Attendees at the Republican National Convention failed to follow all of the protocols they promised to observe while meeting in Charlotte. In an email sent to Mecklenburg County Commissioners after the RNC Public Health Director, Gibby Harris, wrote that from Thursday through Sunday there was significant compliance with the requirements, but that was not the case during the business meeting on Monday. Commissioner Mark Jones.
It surprised me to the extent that, you know, they agreed that they would comply with what our requests were.
Was coronavirus a problem long before it was identified? Tammy McCormick has that.
UCLA researchers say they've analyzed electronic health records and found there was a significant increase in patients with coughs and acute respiratory failure beginning in late December. These records are from UCLA health hospitals and clinics, and they show a sudden spike in symptoms in December through February, 50% above normal. The researchers say these findings prove the importance of analyzing health records.
New tourism data shows the beach was the place to be this summer despite the ongoing pandemic and safer at home orders. Debbie Denatol and her husband own an inn in Carolina Beach, and she tells WECT News.
Usually it's weaker during the week time and more on weekends, but since there's no back to school traffic and, you know, and people can work from here and they can do their schooling from here.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Hello and happy Friday. A weak cold front will push through the area this afternoon. That'll produce some cloud cover as well as some showers and thunderstorms across portions of the area. Highs today in the low to upper 80s. Slight chance of showers overnight tonight. We're in the upper 60s and low 70s Saturday morning. Chance of showers Saturday afternoon with most of the area staying dry. Highs Saturday cooler in the upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, we're looking at sunny skies, 73 degrees, humidity 96%, 2.72, pressure is 13, winds calm, visibility up to 10 statute miles. Say 15, let's take a look at your Sand Hills news. For this Friday morning, a Fort Bragg paratrooper assigned to the 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 82nd Airborne Division, died during airborne training operations at Fort Stewart, Georgia on Wednesday. September 9th, Private First Class Jean Cruz de Lemon, 20, of Mariano, Louisiana, was an infantryman when his paratroop malfunctioned while participating in an airborne training operation. North Carolina state government is using federal COVID-19 relief dollars to purchase equipment so more public school students can access online classes and homework help. The governor announced that nearly $40 million would go towards funding a new partnership involving his administration. The project, called NC Student Connect, is designed to improve reliable internet for children as they learn remotely this fall to coronavirus restrictions. That's your Sand Hills news from the WEEB local news desk and from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to the sandhillsentinel.com for more information. As 8:16, sports is next, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
In sports, I'm Jeff Hamlin. It's only the 3rd time ever that Appalachian State and Charlotte have faced off in football, but there's already been a healthy amount of hostility between the two teams. In fact, they're only separated by 83 miles, and they will meet tomorrow at an empty Kidd Brewer Stadium in Boone. It will also be the first official game for head coach Sean Clark of the Mountaineers. He says this is a good rivalry for college football, even if it is young.
This past year they played up here in Boone and had a sold-out crowd. So rivalry, not rivalry, I think it's great for college football, and I hope somebody continue for a long time.
The Miami Hurricanes won its season opener last night. Miami defeated UAB in Coral Gables 31-14. In the NFL last night, the Kansas City Chiefs looked strong off its world championship. They defeat the Houston Texans 34-20 in its season opener. Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes throws for 3 touchdowns, and in his first NFL game, rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire runs for 138 yards and a touchdown. In the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers, one win away from the Western Conference Finals. They take Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals last night over Houston, 110-100. Anthony Davis with 29 points and 12 rebounds. Moving on to hockey, the Stanley Cup Western Conference Finals continue. Game 3 goes to the Dallas Stars. Dallas defeats Las Vegas 3-2 in overtime. Dallas now leads that series 2-1. Alexander Radulov scored the game-winning goal only 31 seconds into overtime. In the United Soccer League Championship last night, Memphis 901 scores in extra time to defeat North Carolina FC 3-2 in Cary. NCFC came back from 2 goals down to tie it, only to lose late. This is sports from NCN.
Being a Farm Bureau insurance agent means being local. It means insuring your child's first car and standing beside you after a storm. It's more than a business to us. It's a friendship. So call an agent who calls North Carolina home, because when you need us, we're there. In every county, every day. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
2020, another big year for North Carolina politics. Republicans and Democrats battling for the state's electoral votes, competing for the governor's mansion, control of the General Assembly, the top job in the state Supreme Court. Carolina Journal covers all the action. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your best source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
The Carolina Hurricanes have a new top minor league affiliate. It is the Chicago Wolves. The Wolves previously served as the top farm team for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. The Canes ended its 10-year partnership with the Charlotte Checkers earlier this year. On the PGA Tour, Raleigh resident Cameron Percy tied for second after the first round of the Safeway Open in Napa, California. Percy fired an 8-under 62 in the first round yesterday. He is one stroke back of Russell Knox of Scotland. And in the U.S. Open, it will be Naomi Osaka versus Victoria Azarenka in the Women's Championship match tomorrow. Azarenka defeated Serena Williams last night in 3 sets. Osaka also won in 3 sets over Jennifer Brady. That's sports. I'm Jeff Hamlin on NCN.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
For more than 100 years, Pines Funerals has been there for Moore County families when they needed us most. We continue to build on tradition of trust by serving all your funeral and memorial needs from any of our convenient locations. Nestled in 15 acres of wooded landscape along Morganton Road, Pine Lawn Memorial Park offers memorial gardens, mausoleums, a chapel, and a beautiful brand new funeral and cremation center slated for completion in 2020. For free pre-planning information or to schedule a tour, call Pines Funerals at 910-947-2224 or visit pinesfunerals.com today.
This time of year, it's hard to know whether to put on a coat or short sleeves, not to mention whether to use the heat or AC. But one thing that is predictable is you absolutely need to service your heating and air system to avoid costly repairs or replacements down the road. Call Four Seasons Heating and Air to schedule your service checkup before the summer gets here and it becomes an emergency. Four Seasons Heating and Air, the company that wants you to get comfortable with them. Call 235-0606. That's 235-0606. In a time where supporting our local community is crucial, Sandhills Office Supply is committed to doing all we can to assist. As an essential business, we remain open, providing businesses with what they need to keep functioning. Therefore, we are offering free, no-contact delivery to those who are working remotely from home. Whether it's paper clips or office chairs, Sandhills Office Supply is ready to assist. See our full catalog online at sandhillsofficesupply.com, then call 910-692-6631. That's 910-692-6631. 5631.
Home Choice Network is a licensed, locally owned and operated home care agency that's been providing independence for seniors and peace of mind for families since 2003. Their compassionate, quality caregivers can provide transportation services, personal care, companionship, nutritional services, even light housekeeping and meal preparation. Call today for a free consultation. 910-944-1116. That's 910-944-1116. Home Choice Network, your home care agency.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
If you're like me, you have to be diligent about watching your weight every single day. Despite how well you watch your weight, the one barrier that's always standing in your way is the belly fat you just can't seem to get rid of. Despite your best efforts, it's always there. Well, now there is a way to get your body to release the fat stored in those belly or thigh fat cells. It's the Ultra Slim Fat Melting Method, a non-invasive, non-surgical body sculpting treatment. This is a light therapy treatment, and the best part is you're guaranteed to lose 2 inches in your waist, hip, or thighs in a 32-minute treatment. I know it works because I've done it. What have you got to lose besides those 2 stubborn inches? Dr. Sharon Wright with Wright Chiropractic in 7 Lakes can give you all the details. Why not set up an appointment by calling her at 673-2225. That's 673-2225 and tell her Steve sent you. And finally say goodbye to your stubborn belly fat.
Layoffs, forced early retirement, more of a reality in 2020, and it's hitting close to home. It's time to take control and stay on your retirement trajectory. Shore up your strategies with a written retirement plan, a financial roadmap from Coach Pete and the team. This is a limited time offer for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. Call 800-661-7383, 800-661-7383, or text COACH to 21000, COACH to 21000. The first 10 callers will receive a copy of Coach Pete's book, 7 Baby Steps to a Ridiculously Reliable Retirement Income.
Cooper Ford in Carthage. Family owned and family friendly. Your hometown dealer that understands what it's like down on Main Street, at church on Sundays, or in the backyard on a hot summer night. Cooper Ford knows that things are uncertain for a lot of folks, but that doesn't mean that you have to do without the affordability and dependability of a new vehicle from Cooper Ford. Right now, get 0% APR financing on most new Ford cars, trucks, or SUVs, with huge hometown discounts for qualified buyers. Shop Cooper Ford's huge inventory, and if they don't have what you want, they can get it the next day in most cases. Truth is, it may be a while before things get back to normal, but Cooper Ford is in it for the long haul, every step of the way. And that includes certified service after the sale, with no games, no gimmicks, just upfront pricing and a commitment to doing what's right. Just off 15501 in Carthage, or on the web at cooperford.net. Thank you for your continued support from everyone at Cooper Ford in Carthage. Always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is brought to you by Quality Built Homes, the Sandhills' #1 home builder, developer, and remodeler. With over 1,500 homes built in Moore County, we earn our name every day. Quality Built Homes, 910-944-7453.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Today's September 11th, a heck of a day in our nation's history. I always kind of wondered what it must have been like back in 1941, listening to the radio and hearing the announcer break in with the news that Pearl Harbor had just been bombed. Every ear glued to that radio, wondering what was happening. None of them knew it was just the beginning of a horrible war. It happened to us again on September the 11th, 2001. We listened and watched TV as thousands were slaughtered right before our eyes when the towers fell and the Pentagon was attacked, and the heroes that tried to stop the attack went down in Pennsylvania in that field. I thought we would never, ever forget that day, but we have. And once again, we've let down our guard. People are burning down buildings, and we do nothing to stop them. They take over whole sections of a city, and we watch as they're allowed to do so. They attack our police, burn police stations, threaten innocent people who just happen to be at a restaurant they're passing by, and we do nothing. On this day of remembering our Antifa from us. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. God bless America from the Zumwalt zone.
Good morning and happy Friday. We're starting off your morning with areas of low cloud cover as well as some patchy fog. This afternoon, we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds and scattered showers and thunderstorms. That's as a weak cold front pushes through the area, and most of the area will stay on the drier side for today. Highs in the low to upper 80s. Slight chance of showers overnight tonight. We'll also see a slight chance of showers on Saturday. High Saturday cooler in the upper 70s and low 80s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Incoming message.
Is it happening?
All right, here we go.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Friday roll. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
We're all going to have a real good time.
You promise?
I promise. No tricks.
That's indeed the case.
Let us begin.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Chief Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the failing pilot's pamphlet and prepackaged trash delivery system refers to you. Hey, it's a nice day, so get out of the house, take your walk, get in the sun, raise your arms, face the sun, breathe deep, kill some COVID. It's better than sitting around the house and breathing that recirculating air.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running, available to you now at talk973.com or talk1041.com. Upper top middle of the page is where the link's located on your mobile device. You can get to it by firing up YouTube and put Mornings with the LeaderMan in the search. If you're on your mobile device just wanting our audio stream, that's easy too. Fire up a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes, or Streamer. Many others will work. Put WEEB in the search. And, of course, you can get to it also from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click it once and you're listening that quick. Mostly cloudy with showers likely today, 85 for a high. Very humid, heat index of 92. More of the same tonight, a low of 72. Carbon copy of it on Saturday. Look for a high of 83 with a heat index of 88. And Sunday, we'll see some sunshine. Partly cloudy, a few scattered showers. High of 86, heat index of 91. And Monday, partly cloudy, showers likely, 84 for a high, heat index of 89. Did I say it was going to be humid? It is. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure is 3013, dew point 72, humidity 96%, is sunny, and 73 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:33, 33 past the hour on this Friday morning, and usually on Fridays we have our Friday Roundtable in the studio with us, David Hensley and John Zumwalt this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Moore County.
So what are we starting with today?
Well, we've got
JD has a lap full of stuff.
We've got a whole lot of things we can start with. I guess the first one we should start with is the one that's going to happen the quickest, and that is at 5:15 this afternoon. A whole bunch of cars are going to meet us over at Spartan Blades, and if you don't know where that is, you can use the Google, and it'll take you right there. And
it's where the Lobster Inn used to be.
It's very close to that.
Yeah, Route 1, just kind of as you're headed out of town on the east side of the
Days
road.
Inn. Yeah.
And once you arrive there, your troubles are over, because there'll be some folks that tell you where to park. There'll be a police car that will escort us out of that parking lot at 6:15. At 6:15, that car will begin to go very slow. You follow behind it. Everyone following, waving their flags attached to their cars. We're all commemorating about how wonderful this day is. We're going to try and remember it in a way that will honor the past heroes that have fallen on this day. Now, the police car is not going to be going very fast, so there's no hurry. You stay close to the car in front of you, not so close that you have a wreck. And then pretty soon we'll be released to the Pinehurst Police Department. They'll take over and they'll begin escorting us. Remember, we can't run red lights, we can't run stop signs, but there'll be a police officer there to make sure we get through safely. So just keep it moving, and when we get down to our final destination, which will be the memorial down at the Carthage, then there'll be police officers there to help us park and make this whole thing a success. We're going to say a prayer, Pledge of Allegiance, maybe have a couple of speakers. Then we'll end that day. It's just our little teeny tiny part to try to make folks realize that we haven't forgotten this day, and we never will.
Yeah, and just to summarize, this is a 9/11 memorial convoy, a freedom convoy, and it's being organized by the Moore County Citizens for Freedom group.
Yeah. So that'll be one. And then
well, let me chime in here. I was surprised to say that with zero prompting from us, our girls knew about it. You know, I've got high school age girls, twins, and they knew about this convoy, and they and their friends on their own initiative had planned on participating. So bring the family, bring your kids, you know, have people bring independent cars. Let's get people lined up, and let's get a convoy all the way from Spartan Blades up to the memorial up in Carthage.
And don't give up on us if we have too many. Just find a place to jump in there. The next day, the 13th Annual Special Forces Association is going to go on a bike run. It's going to start at 10 o'clock to 11, I believe at the VFW Hall. The registration is from 10 to 11. Pull out at 11. The last bike or car returns around 2 p.m. VFW Post on Page Street is where it's going to begin. All bikes and all cars are welcome. Try to throw a flag on there, American flag. And it's just, again, a time of patriotism. There'll be a It'll be a lot of fun. They'll end up back at the VFW. There'll be food involved and other things for you.
Well, High Energy John, anything else in your pile of work there?
What's that?
High Energy John, anything else in your pile of upcoming events?
Well, I don't have any upcoming events, but I think I have some things maybe we should talk about.
Have we talked about Operation Woodpecker?
Yeah.
No.
The USGA thing coming to Moore County.
Oh, okay, that
Pinehurst.
Operation Woodpecker.
Yeah,
All right,
Operation Woodpecker.
Yeah.
I have to say, when I first saw that, there were things started leaking out about that, a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, oh my God, here comes another boondoggle brought to us by Partners in Progress.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I was like, here it comes. Clean burn fuels came to mind. The Global Trans Park, you remember that,
right.
Jeff?
Yes,
That came
to
mind. I was thinking boondoggles on epic proportions, right? Because I figured Partners in Progress was involved, right? And you know who was notably absent from all the press releases on this and the speakers and all? Partners in Progress, the Moore County Economic Development, was nowhere to be seen.
Oh.
So probably the largest economic development announcement in Moore County, certainly since I've been here, maybe ever.
Right.
And our Economic Development Commission that we all pay for, it's a private corporation, was nowhere to be seen.
So how did we manage to get this thing without them sticking their fingers in the pie?
Well, a couple things, and I've got a couple criticisms of it. Overall, I think it's a great deal.
Right.
But, private enterprise did it. Pinehurst Resort, they gave up some land or sold some land to the USGA. USGA committed to coming down here and bringing what? U.S. Opens as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, every 10 years, I guess.
Every 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
The women's, they'll bring a women's here every 10 years and a men every 5 to 7 years, which is huge, right?
Yeah, that is.
And, I got to say that Tom McGinnis, and Jamie Bowles jumped in and got some legislation passed to get some economic development money. But, pretty much it doesn't appear that our high-price economic development Partners in Progress was involved in this, that it was private enterprise teaming directly with our elected politicians to get it done.
So why are we paying for this PIP thing? Maybe that's some savings there that we should be considering.
Oh, PIP, Partners in Progress?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're PIPs, all right.
The PIPs. Yeah. They did nothing for me when I brought my companies here. In fact, my companies are located in Hoke County specifically because Partners in Progress had zero interest in helping me find a location.
More obstructionist than help.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. The thing to improve the business climate in Moore County doesn't cost anything. It's to make permitting easier and more timely and this and that. I've built out facilities all over this country, and I don't know if I've told this story on the air, but I think I have. Moore County was the worst as far as getting permits and the length of permits. Things that in Lee County and in that I've done in Lee County, and I've done in Hoke County, and I've done in Southern California and Texas, Kansas, and Washington State. Permits that would take 15 to 20 days, to get and be open, it took 3 to 4 months in Moore County.
Right. Yeah. Well, I told you too that I was talking with an individual who had a company out in California. This is when I first moved here about 7 years ago, and just happened to get into conversation. He liked golf. Oh, you should come to Moore County, and he said, "Well, yeah, blah blah." And he did, in fact, move his company out of California, but he's up in Greenville, but specifically because of what you're saying.
Moore County has a lot to offer potential employers that want to move here with manufacturing and other non.
But I'm wondering how many opportunities we've lost here in Moore County, specifically because of the PIPs. Because you had problems. I know of one individual, and I don't talk to a lot of people, but I know one guy who located his company elsewhere because of the reception he received down here.
Yeah, the perception with Partners in Progress, although their website says differently, but my experience was if you're not part of the golf industry, they have zero interest. And secondly, rather than focus on spending taxpayers' money. Really, if they just made it again a more pro-friendly business climate where you come in, you get your permits in a timely manner, and you could build out your stuff and get to work.
Because Moore County, we have rail, we have an airport, and we have Route 1. You've got some great infrastructure here, and of course 7374 on the other side of the county.
Yeah.
You've got everything you need here for industry.
Yeah, well, we have.
Well, you don't have massive water supplies, but
that's a limiting factor.
So no nuclear reactors. Rule out nuclear reactors.
Yeah.
So we have two other things that. We have three other things that no one else in the world has. We have the WEEB radio.
Yes.
We have John Zumwalt.
Right.
And we have Dugan's Pub. What more could anyone want? I'll be there tonight. If anyone's got a complaint or wants to stab me, I'll be sitting on a high top in Dugan's Pub around 8 o'clock.
Oh, they're open. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I was proudly there. The first day they opened, I was proudly mask-free sitting at a high top in Dugan's.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
But anyway, getting back to the deal, right? So, I think it's a good deal. The economic impact of having a dozen U.S. Opens is incalculable. Billions of dollars.
Yes.
But of course they had to trip up a couple things. One is outrageous, I think, and Civitas Institute pointed it out. The state. Part of the deal is the state chamber of commerce or whatever, the economic development, gets a hospitality tent at every men's, not the women's, just the men's U.S. Open.
Great.
So again, and those hospitality tents, my guess is, if you're a corporation and hey, I want a 5,000 square foot tent on the Fifth Fairway or whatever, my guess is those are $500,000 or so, plus the food and beverage you drink.
Right.
So the politicians put in there front row seats for a major sporting event so they can hook them and their buddies up, and of course they did that on the back of the taxpayers. Right. And that is politicians shouldn't do that. If you are a politician, you serve for the betterment of your community, not so you get front row seats at the U.S. Open.
I wish they would move the U.S. Open to the middle of May, because the last 2 times it's been here, it's just been incredibly muggy and hot.
Well, see, you can't do that because that would shut down the new Aberdeen Elementary School on Route 5 because the traffic wouldn't allow the buses down there.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Aberdeen Elementary.
Great transition.
Yeah. Home of the three-eyed fish, man.
Yes.
Is that their new mascot?
Right, yep.
Yeah, you got that fish from The Simpsons. I swear to God, man, that is going to...
The Love Canal School.
The Love Canal, thank you. That school is going to be a long-term liability for the county. Yeah. And the fact that the superintendent and the Board of Education did not listen to the canaries in the coal mine or the voices in the woods, that is going, when the lawsuits start over that in 5 to 10 years, it's going to be horrible.
The other thing is they got that project that basically surrounds the school property. That's going to have
building housing
550 houses in there,
right.
roughly.
Right. Yep.
All drawn from that same poor water supply.
Yep.
That's got contaminants in it.
There's the Love Canal, man, and the decision making of the Board of Education is absolutely atrocious. Because forget about the fact that it's a documented hazardous waste site. Forget about the fact that there's lead in the soil. Forget about the fact that Miller the Marxist, Helena Wallen Miller the Marxist, wrote a paper about the hazards of lead in schools, and then she, as chairperson of the Board of Education, ignored it and built a school in on a hazardous waste site. Forget all of that. Forget the fact that they're going to poison our children, right? And the people.
And John Barath uses the same architectural firm that he used to work for. No conflict of interest at all.
And that was selected in a private meeting in which he was a voting member that there was no records of.
Yep, no records.
So we're forgetting that too, right? And we're also supposed to forget that same architect firm, aren't they under investigation in Horry County for planting someone in that school system to select them to be the architect for the Horry County schools?
That's part of it.
So we're forgetting that too. So we're forgetting major malfeasance and and graft and other probably bribery, and so we're going to forget all that for a minute.
Don't forget that they let Clancy and Thays out of the contract without paying their penalty.
Oh yeah, we're going to forget that too.
Yeah,
Wait,
$2 million down the rat hole.
Oh, and we're going to forget Miller's trailer park in the Pines in Pinehurst that they spent $4 million, $5 million to temporarily rent trailers to appease a handful of people in Pinehurst, and that $5 million, they'll have nothing to show for it. We're going to forget that. And oh, by the way, that was county money. That was people in North County. That was people everywhere. And we're going to forget that too, right?
Yep.
So we're going to forget anything else. I've forgotten all the stuff we need to forget. But just the school siding, right? So again, we forgot all the hazardous stuff, but the Aberdeen and Partners in Progress rejected AC Sandhills, Athletic Club of Sandhills, having volleyball tournaments in the old carpet plant on Route 5. And the reason the Aberdeen board opposed it, and the reason Partners in Progress opposed it, is because, and these are occasional volleyball tournaments, right? Like maybe 5 a year in the winter. They opposed it because they said Route 5 couldn't handle the traffic.
Exactly.
So they built, an 800-person school on the same road that they said couldn't handle occasional volleyball tournaments.
Every day school bus and people dropping kids. Yep, the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. The Board of Education has extraordinarily poor decision making.
Oh,
it seems like when the carpet factory was open, which it was open for a long time, Route 5 could handle the traffic. And that was full of employees.
And you're going to build 500 houses around that school too. So yeah, look at all that traffic.
Yep.
You know, plus you're going to have even more people going down there to the dump to get rid of all the trash now too.
Yeah, there were tons of places. The school siding selection was absolutely horrible, and they squandered so much money. And I don't know what the rush was to build 3 schools all at once. Right. Well, so here's what they do, right? They're a bunch of clowns. They built 3 schools at once. No one told them to do that. And they said, well, we got to hurry up while interest rates are low. Remember? And everyone was applauding them. Oh, they're such financial geniuses. Well, interest rates went down since then, right? So they were in a rush to build these 3 schools. Then they go to the county commissioners and they're like, oh my gosh, Barath can't keep up. We need to hire a full-time person just to oversee the construction of schools.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. You're almost done building these schools. B, no one told you to build them all at once. Quite frankly, that was stupid. There's no economies of scale of building 3 giant buildings at once. And third, the central office, that's what they want to do. They grow the central office. They got all kinds of bureaucrats up there. Then they say they don't have enough money to pay the classified staff.
Some of them are dumber than dirt. Like they're communications experts.
Well, they're not held accountable for anything. I mean, they've got these horribly academic rated schools, and they don't fire the head of academics, you know. But
one thing they should be paying attention to, which is the school grades and what walks out of the school every night, the kids. That's the one thing they're not looking at.
Right. And they've got C- rated schools. That's the overall GPA. We've covered that here. 5 D rated schools, 10 C rated schools, and instead of focusing on academics, they build new schools.
Right.
Well, why don't you fix the academics first? They have principals that have been principals at D rated schools for 5 years, 6 years, maybe a decade. Why is a principal, if I had a failing business unit,
you couldn't afford to let that guy hang around.
Right. No accountability. I want a job where I make, $110,000, $120,000 a year. I've got 2 or 3 side jobs too. Look at these principals, man. Not all of them, but look at some of these principals who've homestead. They got 6-figure incomes, close to 6 figures. They produce failing schools, right? D-rated as far as the eye can see, have never fixed it. They've got 2 or 3 side companies that they got going for community relations and all this other stuff. And no one fires them because they're producing D-rated schools. It's absolutely criminal. Our children deserve better.
Yep. More county taxpayers deserve better.
Yeah, no one holds them. We need to hold the Board of Education accountable is what we need to do. That's absolutely crazy.
Well, the other thing going on, did you watch your football last night?
No, why would I watch football?
Well, you would have missed the Black Lives Matter national anthem, and the Star Spangled Banner. The Texans went off the field for both. The Chiefs stayed on the field for both, but one of them, Okafor, took a knee on both songs, and.
Anyone who calls themselves Americans should not watch the National Football League.
No, I didn't watch it. I just read the story.
Well, the fans that were in the stands, quite a few of them booed during the Black National Anthem bit, and a couple of them started a Trump 2020 chant. So,
But still, they shouldn't have spent their money. They shouldn't have been there. It doesn't matter. They're hypocrites. Personally, I think, when I think NFL fans, I think Al Bundy. I think guys whose like glory days were like second string high school quarterback at some high school that doesn't matter, and they're 45 years old. They're married to Peg. They've got a tramp for a daughter, and they relive their glory days by wearing their NFL shirt that they paid $125 for. Well,
that's what these NFL clowns think. The owners and Goodyear or Goodrich or whatever his name is, the commissioner, he thinks they're going to fill the stands.
Is his name Yokohama?
I don't know what his name.
Michelin.
He's gonna fill the stands or backfill all those fans with these Black Lives Matter protester types, etc. And those people have no interest whatsoever of going to a football game. And that's the thing. He's losing his fan base.
Yeah, the real way to hit him in the pocketbook is to cancel your cable, though.
Right.
Because as long as you've got cables, ESPN, CNN, they're getting a slice of your money. And everyone says, well, my cable bill's only $60 a month. And you know what? It's inconsequential.
Don't buy the NFL package.
But ESPN and CNN are still getting a slice of it.
Yeah, right.
Get a smart TV, buy the apps that you want, support whatever you want to support, and stop supporting the rest.
Yeah, that's a fact. And even if you buy like YouTube TV or Direct TV or whatever, they have ESPN in there. So like you say, they're getting their slice out of that.
Yep.
So,
but no, I did not watch the NFL game. I'm sorry.
Didn't miss anything.
Who won? Who played?
The Chiefs won it. Chiefs won over the Texans. Like I said, I didn't watch. I had the story this morning. And then you have the Senate came back into session. Mitch McConnell brings out a bill to help those businesses that have been burnt to the ground or COVID-19 closed or whatever the case may be, and also those that still haven't gotten their job back or full-time job back. It was a relief package. And then Chucky Schumer just comes up and says, no. He doesn't say, let's negotiate, let's figure out something. It's just, no.
Do you know what the issue is there? Do you know why?
And they lost the vote 47 to 52.
There are two reasons why the Democrats are blocking the relief, right? And both of them, people should be up in arms. The first reason why Democrats...
The first reason is they get their paycheck and nothing's changed for them.
You're right. Well, let's talk about that in government at all levels, right?
Yeah. Right.
Didn't see any government people laid off, even if they didn't do a thing. But there's two reasons. One is the Democrats want to bail out all of the pension funds, the non-funded pension funds in New York, Illinois, and California, right? So that's the first thing. You want like $1 trillion to bail out these liberal leftist cities and states who haven't properly funded their pension funds and promised their people these ridiculous pensions anyway. And then the second thing is, and this is really bad, is the Republicans want to put lawsuit protection for businesses against the trial lawyers who want to sue over COVID-19 issues. And, the Democrats are the party of trial lawyers. Right. And that the real reason the Democrats are blocking this is because they do not want immunity from businesses from lawyer chasing, ambulance chasing lawyers.
Right. Exactly.
And that's it. Yep. The whole reason why relief is being held up for Americans is because the Democrats are protecting the trial lawyers.
Right. Well, let me tell you what they're starting to do to our state employees. I've been sent this by several fellows, and I decided I should bring it in and at least read some of them, and because we need to understand what they're going through. These are some of the options they have for taking classes online. The first one is what unconscious bias looks like at work. So you're required to go in there and sit with a group of people, and they will explain to you, Jeff, and to you, Steve, why.
They want to explain it to me?
Explain to you. They can explain to you what unconscious bias looks like, and at work, and you'll have to listen to them. Another one is how unconscious bias affects your work, whether you know it or not. So they can't lose on that one. You can say to them, unconscious bias does not affect my work, and they can tell you, well, yeah, it does, whether you know it or not. I can detect it because I'm trained. They can tell you, you need to interrupt your bias in the moment. In the moment. I have detected several cases of bias that Steve is displaying against the colonel.
Yeah.
And I have tried to recognize it, but I couldn't quite do it until I got this paper. That's got to stop. This goes on forever. I won't read them all.
Well, you better get it in about 15 seconds.
When are we going to have that training?
Hang on. That's one of them. Somebody capture that. It says model bias interrupting behavior.
Well, like
Steve.
This one,
David.
this interrupting behavior right here.
Slow down your thinking. Slow down your thinking to avoid unconscious bias. Well, I think they've got that one down. How to talk about bias. Can you change bias? Build bias structures. Why everyone has unconscious bias.
Well, you have to cover it on the Zumwalt zone. We're out of time.
We're over.
For today and this week, y'all have a great, safe weekend. We'll see you back Monday for Monday Monday. Be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airwaves because they're the part of our economic comeback right here. Give them first crack at your spending dollars. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fought. They have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll all see you this afternoon at 2 o'clock at the hot, steamy dog park.